Welcome back, everybody, into Sports Freaks Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Cummings, and today we're going to be talking about the Chicago Cubs predictions for the upcoming season and how they will finish the 2025 MLB season. So, last year, 2024, the Chicago Cubs finished with a record of 83-79, second in their division in the NL Central. Their best hitter was Nico Hoerner, who had a batting average of .273, an on-base percentage of .335, and a slugging .373. He also finished the season with 7 home runs and 48 RBIs. In the spring training right now, currently the Cubs are 11-4-3. And a little bit about the Cubs' 2024 season. Again, they ended 83-79. I personally think if they were able to get a better bullpen and a better pitching staff, they would make the playoffs. I guess if I would say easily, or at least confidently say that they would make the playoffs. I mean, they should have made the wild card at least this year. But a lot has happened with the Chicago Cubs, especially over the offseason. But first, to the trade deadline, they got rid of Christopher Morel. They brought in Isaac Paredes from the Rays, but then they traded Isaac Paredes along with a couple other prospects in. But Cam Smith, right? Yes, Cam Smith and Hayden Wierenski for Kyle Tucker. And Kyle Tucker, this is a big move for Chicago Cubs. I think this is something that I feel like the Cubs have been lacking because they've had good hitters like Seiya Suzuki, and they had good hitters like Nico Hoerner, Ian Happ has been there, Michael Busch, but they didn't have like that superstar level talent, and Kyle Tucker is that. So bringing Kyle Tucker really boosts this Chicago Cubs offense and makes them I'm gonna say a top 10 offense, if not top 7 offense in the MLB. Now, Kyle Tucker, last year with the Chicago Cubs, he had a batting average. Not the Cubs. With the Houston Astros, had a batting average of .289 with 49 RBIs and 23 home runs. And also, he's not just effective on the offensive side, he's effective on the defensive side. He plays in right field, if I'm correct. Yes, he plays in right field, if I'm correct on that. But also the Cubs not only got Kyle Tucker, they gave away Cody Bellinger to the New York Yankees in return for a prospect in Cody Petit, who for his career had, I think it was like a 3 or above ERA. Something like that. But so far he isn't doing the best in spring training. But I think spring training, the Cubs fans or MLB fans should worry until the regular season begins. So I have the Cubs finishing this season with a record of 90-72 and making it into the playoffs / the wild card spot. I think for me and for other Cubs fans, I'm a Sox fan, but like I think for me it's playoff or bust. You got Kyle Tucker. On top of that, you also got Justin Turner. Turner last year with the is he the Mariners? I could be wrong on that, but 11 home runs, 55 RBIs with a batting average of .259, on base percentage of .354, and OPS of .737. I feel like Justin Turner's not young. He's 40 years old. I think he does play a good veteran role. He can still produce with the Cubs, especially on offense and defense. But yeah, I think he's going to play such a crucial role in developing those young players like Pete Crow Armstrong. We'll get to him in just a second. But if the Cubs are going to have this 90-72 record for the 2025 MLB season, they have to improve the bullpen. The Cubs, as we said it multiple times in past videos, that if they can't improve the bullpen, they're not going to be a playoff team, nor do I think a lot of teams will respect them. Now, yes, they have a really good offense, and they have a somewhat decent pitching staff. I mean, Shota Imanaga, who's been one of the best pitchers in baseball, or was one of the best pitchers in baseball last year, had an ERA of .291, and his win losses. He had 15 wins to 3 losses. Second to the Cubs was Jameson Talon, if I'm saying that correctly. Had 12 wins, 8 losses, and ERA of 3.27. The starting pitching really isn't that bad for the Chicago Cubs. You have Javier Assad with a 3.73 ERA. You have Justin Steele with a 3.07. So you have a good starting pitching staff. It's just the bullpen that has been the problem for the Chicago Cubs, and that's something that needs to be addressed heading into this season. Now, as we get into my breakout players, I believe that so I have 2 breakout players. One you guys may disagree with me on, one you guys may not. So one, Kyle Tucker. I think Kyle Tucker is going to have an amazing season. I think he might bat. Let's see. Well, last year he was what? Kyle Tucker. Wait, yeah, Kyle Tucker bat 289. 295. I think Kyle Tucker bats 295 this season, and I'm gonna say he gets 27 home runs. I think Kyle Tucker gets 27 home runs. But now, my second one, and this may come as a surprise for you guys, but I think it's gonna be Pete Crow Armstrong, another possible breakout player for the Cubs. Young 22-year-old center fielder. I think last season he had 237 batting average with a on-base percentage of 286 and OPS of 670. He had 10 home runs and 47 RBIs. I think that this guy is going to have an amazing season. I'm not saying he's going to have an MVP season, but I think I can see him batting he had 237 last year. I think he gets 260. I think that'd be his batting average for next season. I think Pete Crow Armstrong will have a batting average of 260 this upcoming season for the Chicago Cubs. He's not only effective when in hitting and defense, he's very, 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 very fast. Recently, he had like a crazy inside the park or a grand slam in the spring training. But yeah, I think those are my breakout players: Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong. But like we said before, if the Cubs are going to all do this, they need better bullpen. And that is it for this video. I think this is a remarkable journey we've been. We recently hit 350 subscribers. So make sure you guys like the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.